An event of inspiration and dynamic wordplay is being held tonight in D.C. It's all to commemorate the life of Justin Izlar. He was a 25-year-old who lost his fight with cancer. Here with more about fighting cancer with poetry is the founder and CEO of the event, Christoph Jenkins, a close friend of him. And Justin's mom is also here, Sheila Izlar. All of you have got a great group together. And real quickly, because we haven't had a chance to meet, say your name for us and introduce yourself.
My name is Dominic Weeks.
Dominic, welcome to the show, guys. It's, what, 2 years ago this month? Do I have that right?
January 2nd.
I'm so sorry to hear about this. Sarcoma cancer. What kind of cancer is that?
What he had was osteosarcoma. It's a bone cancer that likes bone and lungs. It's a cancer that affects teenagers. He was 18 when he was diagnosed, so he almost made it out. It is a cancer it's a rare cancer, a rare bone cancer. Very little treatment, which he tried. There's no form of screening for pre-diagnosis or anything.
Is it genetic?
No, it's not genetic. As far as they know, it is not genetic.
Right.
There are not very many cases, but at the time that he got it, there were only 400 cases diagnosis in a year. So it is rare. Not enough knowledge about it, not enough awareness, therefore not enough finances, therefore not enough research, and no cure.
It's so frustrating. We're looking at some great pictures of your son.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Handsome guy.
Thank you.
And this is such a good thing that you guys are doing, led by Christoph over here. You're a friend of Justin's, and you became friends, and then you discovered his poetry.
Yes.
Tell me about this.
Well, actually, it's funny. He actually started writing poetry after he was diagnosed.
Okay.
And so that's the great thing about poetry. What it does is it really gives the person being affected with cancer a way out, or a way to
an outlet.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And so my friend here, Dominic Weeks, he's a poet himself.
Okay.
And he's portraying Justin in a Docu-Series that we're putting on in light of Justin Izlar.
Now, you've all read his poetry, and
yes,
Mom, I want to hear from you first. What did you think about it when you read his poetry? Was it before his passing, or while he was writing?
It was during his, because he battled cancer for 7 years.
Yeah.
He wrote his first poem about 2 months after his diagnosis that he entitled "Struggles." And
how is that for you to read?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. There's one poem that he wrote that he wouldn't tell me about for 2 years because he said I wouldn't be able to handle it. Later on, when I read it, he was right. I couldn't have handled it at that time. But it talked about the entire struggle with being a cancer patient. But as I've always said, I've said from the time he was diagnosed, when one person in the house gets cancer, the whole house has cancer.
It affects everybody.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. But he soon found out that the poetry was therapy for him. But he didn't want to just keep it a therapy for himself. So he started sending it out, putting it out on Facebook. Because it was also therapy for other cancer patients, and not just cancer patients, but patients that were going through struggles.
That is so great that he had something like this to give others, and especially to leave behind for you, your husband, and your family. Because so many times, you know, you lose someone in your family, and you feel like you don't have anything else to hold on to, but you have his words.
Absolutely, we have his words.
What did you think about reading his poetry?
It was really amazing to me because I write poetry as well. And as I read his poetry, I could really feel what he was going through. He has a piece when he was first diagnosed, and it explained, you know, the anger, the frustration, him being scared, but also he wrote a piece about how victorious he felt. You know, just realizing that he's not alone. You know, and that's what poetry does, especially you know, when you allow people to read it or hear it when you speak it. You know what I mean? So it's a great avenue to take. So,
Dominic, had you ever met him before?
Justin was a church member, fellow church member, and I would interact with him, you know, every Sunday. And he just always encouraged and, you know, was there to uplift and be positive, you know, when I would talk with him. So.
What did you learn from his poetry now that you're going to portray him in this series? Reading over it, what has inspired you?
What has really inspired me about Justin was that he was a warrior. He was not someone to surrender and to give up easily. He was someone to stick it out and for the long run, and even after accepting his diagnosis and his fate, he was not one to give up. He still wrote poetry to encourage and uplift.
Right.
Yeah, that's such a cool thing. Now, I mentioned you guys are working on the docu-series.
Yes.
So you got to let us know when we can see that.
Yes,
That'll
definitely.
be exciting. Come back on the show. Also,
Will do.
tonight, it's tonight, right?
Yes, tonight.
Busboy and Poets,
Busboys and
in
Poets.
downtown D.C. They're having an event to encourage other people that are poets and maybe didn't know it
Nice.
to come out there. You like it? That's all I
like
got.
it.
That's all I got,
Yeah,
though. Sorry.
perform,
Tonight from 8 to 10 p.m., Busboy and Poets on 14th and B Street in D.C. It's a poetry jam, so come on out. And what a great cause.
Definitely.
Thank you guys
Yeah,
for doing this,
absolutely.
because I think it really helps so many people. And Sheila, thank you for sharing.